here in South Surrey on our mission to let you know all about the area of South Surrey as part of our ultimate places to live in Surrey. Now, I absolutely love South Surrey. In fact, I call this area home, and well, as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. Today's video, you're gonna learn all about why South Surrey is considered one of the premier areas in not only Surrey to live, but also the Lower Mainland. I'm gonna give you my top 5 reasons why I absolutely love living here, and you're gonna wanna hang around to the end because I got something you are gonna wanna get your hands on before the end of this video. So if that all sounds good, cue the music and let's get into it. My name is Darren, a realtor from Surrey with McDonald Realty and team leader of the German group. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in White Rock, BC, Surrey BC, or anything that has happening with the crazy world of British Columbia real estate, consider subscribing so you are the first to get updates on everything that's going on with the current market and market areas. People just like you are booking online meetups with me and my team every single day to learn more about the areas that we service. And the good news is we're here to help you too. Whether you're moving in the next 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months from now, use the link to book a time to speak with me, and we'll help make sure that if you're moving to any of the areas that me and my real estate team service, that your move is the absolute best that it could ever be. So if you're considering moving to a new area, you want to know, obviously, absolutely everything you can about that neighborhood. And that's exactly what this video is about today, to give you all of the reasons why, well, not actually all the reasons, most of the reasons anyway, are my top 5 favorite reasons on why South Surrey is such an awesome place, why it is such a premier community, why everybody in the Lower Mainland would love to call this area home. You know, I've got a pretty intimate relationship with South Surrey. I was fortunate enough to grow up in this neighborhood and had no idea really how good I had it until I became an adult and was fortunate enough to move back here as an adult years later. And now I'm raising my family in this community. So when I tell you that South Surrey is absolutely awesome, you can definitely take that to the bank. Before we jump into the video though, you're gonna wanna consider jumping into either our Living in South Surrey playlist or Living in White Rock playlist as well. Because South Surrey borders onto White Rock and is at the very southern part of Surrey, that means a lot of the amenities, a lot of the great parts about living in this community, you get to share with the city of White Rock. And there's lots of great information on there as well. So anyways, let's jump into the top 5 reasons on why I know that you're gonna wanna call South Surrey your next home. So to start off our video, why are we in front of my office? Why are we in front of McDonald Realty? Well, that's because we're gonna talk about the location generally of South Surrey. South Surrey is a peninsula. It is tucked away from the majority of the Lower Mainland, tucked away from Surrey. In fact, the only really next stop is either the ocean or White Rock and then the ocean. Because of its location in the peninsula, it is not a through city. People do not drive through South Surrey to get to other areas of the Lower Mainland. You really either live here or you don't. That means it's a small community and it still has that really difficult to find small community feel. This is something that is getting increasingly more difficult to locate anywhere in the Lower Mainland. Now, the shopping in the area has grown, so that has with it brought a lot more development, especially in the Grandview neighborhood. But it is still a small community at heart. There is only a handful of shopping areas in the area. There was only 3 high schools up until just about a year or so ago, until the newest high school in the area got added. But you're going to start to know all of your neighbors very, very quickly just from living in this community, because whether the kids are playing sports at South Surrey Athletic Field or going to the local shopping areas, or for even just frequenting some of your most favorite spots in town, like Three Dogs Brewery, one of my absolute favorite, actually technically in White Rock, you are going to love the small community feel that living on the peninsula has to offer you. Living in South Surrey comes with incredibly easy access to the outdoors. And do we ever have a ton of outdoor activities? And whether it's jumping onto trails just like this, but in the forest at like Sunnyside Urban Acres or Crescent Park or any of the incredible parks that we have in the area, you have got just such an easy access to jump into some of the most beautiful forests and these coastal rainforests that you could ever want. Outdoor activity density is a big piece of living in South Surrey. It's a big piece of enjoying the community, whether it's natural things like this down at Crescent Beach where I am today, or whether it is going on the running track up at the South Surrey Athletic Park, or maybe Centennial Park, Ruth Johnson Park. There are just so many great options. Now, being on a peninsula means, of course, that, well, we're surrounded by water, as you can see behind me. So doing these beach activities is one of the big benefits of living to South Surrey. You've got White Rock Beach, which is really just saddled right beside South Surrey and is easily accessible from anywhere in the community. Or you could come down to Crescent Beach, which is a little less busy, generally a little more easygoing than that of White Rock Beach. White Rock Beach is a lot more commercial, whereas Crescent Beach is a lot more natural. Whether you want to go for a walk through Blackie Spit and just check out some of the really kind of neat wildlife and just things going on in this area. You've also got really fun things down here. You know, living outdoors and living near an ocean comes with all the great ocean stuff. So you're going to have things like the Surrey Sailing Club, or one thing that locals absolutely love down here, the Crescent Beach Swim Club. It's so popular, sometimes it can be incredibly difficult to even get in and get access to it because it's such an awesome thing to do, especially for the kids in the summertime. Of course, you're not just limited to coming down here in the summertime. You can also come down here in the wintertime, and there's so many great things to do, whether it's just walking along the beach, enjoying a coffee, or maybe you want to go get wet. You want to go jump in the water, go swimming. Pier jumping is one of the things that kids in this area absolutely love to do. I myself used to do it, and it was unbelievable and so much fun. Or maybe even you want to get really wild and go do some skimboarding right on the beach. But anyways, Crescent Beach and the outdoor activities that are available in South Surrey and White Rock are second to none, and you're absolutely gonna love them if you choose to call this place home.
Hey, real quick, I don't run any ads on my videos, intentionally anyways, and put in about 8 hours every week trying to bring you the very best content there is while keeping it somewhat entertaining too. The only ask that I have is that you help me spread the word on my videos so we can help more home buyers and sellers be wildly successful with real estate. Get it right the first time and dodge all the ways that people typically get burned when they buy or sell a home. Now, the only way that we can do that is if you give this video just a simple like to help other people like you find the content. That's the only thing we ask you to do. Don't even worry about subscribing. It will take you about 3 seconds and it would mean the absolute world to me, but more importantly, it may change the world for someone else. Thanks for clicking the like button, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
So why am I standing in front of a new construction property, a home that is being built as we speak? Well, the reason for that is that there's very little development in this community, and there's a reason for that. This community is completely built out. It's been built out for a long time. Being one of the premier communities of the Lower Mainland, there's not a lot of open space available to build homes. So this particular house behind me used to be one house on a bigger lot. It's since been subdivided into 2 lots, and house number 1 is now being built. But when it comes to development and when it comes to buying in a neighborhood, you want to know what you're buying, and you want to know that that is going to remain for a foreseeable time, because you're buying into a community because you love the character of the community. You love the feel of the community. And that is certainly something that you're going to get in South Surrey. Now, density is on the way. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it in South Surrey. There's no stopping it in Surrey, and there's no stopping it anywhere in the Lower Mainland. With that being said, though, as built out as South Surrey is, it's going to end up and is ending up in other areas of the Lower Mainland, much less so than it is in South Surrey. Now, of course, you've got the higher density, the strata properties, the townhomes, up along the more busy routes like 152nd Street, 24th Avenue, or up north in the Grandview neighborhood, where that is going to continue to move further north and add density. However, the majority of the area of South Surrey is completely built out, and you know exactly what you're going to get. This is one of the reasons that it is an absolute premier neighborhood in all of the Lower Mainland, and why so many people from across British Columbia strive to call South Surrey their next home. Being in South Surrey, we definitely need to talk about the weather. Now, the weather in South Surrey, because it's an oceanside community, is incredibly temperate, and that means you don't have the extreme highs and lows that of course you get in other areas of Canada, but even in the Lower Mainland. So let me explain a little bit. The daily average high, as an example, in the summer months, so we're talking the months of anywhere from like, let's say June to September, well, you're gonna see a daily average high of about 19 degrees. It's not getting super hot. And of course you still get that nice ocean breeze coming off the water. So you're not having those incredibly sweaty and super warm days. What about the lows in the winter? So the winter months, let's say November to maybe February, your daily average high is 10 degrees. You're not having those freezing cold winters. Now, of course, it does get cold here. We do get snow. When the snow does come, though, it doesn't tend to last very long. It doesn't hang around very long because, well, we've got the ocean breeze and it's relatively temperate, as I said. So we definitely have some really nice weather. In fact, one of the concerns that people have when they move to the lower mainland is about the amount of rain that they might experience if they choose to call this place home. And I'm really excited to report, and this data is actually for White Rock, but of course South Surrey is right beside White Rock, is that White Rock actually experiences, therefore South Surrey actually experiences about 12 days less of rain than the average of Vancouver. That means we actually literally get less rain in this neighborhood than we do in other areas of the lower mainland. There is a kind of a thing that the locals always like to say as well is, it's always sunny in White Rock. It's always sunny in South Surrey. And you're gonna notice that when you are maybe leaving South Surrey or White Rock to go commute into maybe other areas of Surrey, the lower mainland for work, it just generally gets more sunshine down here, which is certainly something that helps make you smile when you choose to call this place home. I'm outside here at Grandview Heights Aquatic Center, one of the newest additions to South Surrey. Now, there is tons of recreation opportunities in South Surrey. This is just one of the latest examples that we've got in the community. If you like recreation, this community has got it all. Whether it is from South Surrey Athletic Park, where you've got soccer fields, baseball fields, rugby, football, skateboarding, the sky is the limit. You've got everything you could ever want down there. You've also got all the nature that you've seen previously in this video, whether it be Crescent Beach, White Rock Beach, some of the forests that we have, the walking trails. You've always had lots of shopping areas in South Surrey as well. There was always Semiahmoo Town Center. That's been a staple of the area for absolutely forever. But then came Peninsula Village, then came the area of South Point, and now you've got the shops at Morgan Crossing or the Grandview area, very close to where the Grandview Heights Aquatic Center is. And what's so great about that is this is where we started to see some of the bigger shopping experiences come to the area. So you have got the big box stores, you've got some of the major chain restaurants, but you've still got a lot of the local independent, whether they be restaurants, services, or shops all throughout that area. So you can find everything you need in South Surrey. You don't have to go into Vancouver anymore. When it comes to restaurants, we've got everything that you could ever want. Whether it is ethnic food, comfort food, fine dining, South Surrey and White Rock now have those options all over the place. So as you can see, when it comes to recreation, when it comes to getting outside, when it comes to enjoying the area, you have got so many natural wonders. You've got golf courses all over the neighborhood. You're gonna love the recreation options that are available in this community. Now you know everything there is to know about living in South Surrey. And I encourage you not only to check out our Living in Surrey playlist so you can have more of these neighborhood tours, learn all about living in the city of Surrey, but if you're interested in learning more about the area of South Surrey and White Rock, be sure to check out our Living in White Rock playlist as well, because there is a ton of information on there that is also local to the area of South Surrey. Now, I promised you at the start of this video, if you wanted to get your hands on our Living in South Surrey neighborhood guide to fill out the questionnaire about relocating to the area, and we will send you your very own hard copy or email it to you so you can learn everything else that is absolutely incredible about living in this perfect neighborhood. Before you log off, if you're a local, I want you to leave a comment in the description and let me know what your absolute #1 favorite thing is about living in the South Surrey community. And if you're somebody looking to relocate here, since you've watched this video or maybe done some research on the internet, what is the #1 thing that you're looking forward to about calling South Surrey your next home? Be sure to leave a comment below, and while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And look guys, we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next one. I hope you loved your tour of South Surrey White Rock.